Hi, it's Bradley's driving school with another hotspot. This video is about turning right at Seaburn traffic lights. We've heard so much rubbish saying you're not allowed to stop on walkways, only two cars is allowed in, just silly stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how you're going to do them. Now, if you're at the traffic lights that are on red and you're the leading car, what you need to do is when the light changes to green, drive the car into the middle of the road and stop a metre back from your point of turn. How do you know where your point of turn is? Well, it's the centre of the road you're turning into. Now, do not drive too far in. If you drive past your point of turn and block the oncoming traffic from turn right, you will pick up a serious fault. If there's one car in the middle already and you're the following car and there's enough room, follow the car in. You can stop on the walkways, okay? It's not a pedestrian crossing, it's a walkway. It's a pedestrian phase built in. If you're the third car and you think there's enough room to follow the second car in, then I would follow them in, if there's enough room. Now the secret here though, once them lights, backup light change to red, the first two cars in front are going to start to pull out. You need to pull out at the same time. Just pull out with them and you will not have a problem. So, summary, if you're the leading car and the backup light changes to red, you get out of the junction. If you see a gap, you get out of the junction. If you're the second car and there's enough room to follow the car in, you must follow them in. If you're sometimes the third car and you think there's enough room, follow them in, but make sure that when the backup light changes to red, the cars in front are going to start to move, then you're just going to follow them out at the same time. What you mustn't do is hesitate and pull out really slow, because you'll have the traffic come from the opposite directions. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is to talk myself through these traffic lights, and hopefully they'll help you pass your driving test. Okay, so I'm coming up to the traffic lights. The light is on red. I'm turning right, so it's middle right, dormer is signal for right. Now I've got a van in front and we've also got oncoming traffic on the opposite side of the junction. Now when this van goes into the middle, I'm going to follow this van in when he goes in. So the taxi's going into the middle, I'm going to follow it in. I'm the second car in, car in front's pulling out, white car I'm not worried about him. Backup lights changing to red now. I've now got to get out of the junction, okay? So that time there was a car in front pulled in, I followed the car in, plenty of room. The car in front went on a gap, I just waited, I couldn't go, so I waited till the backup light changed to red and I went out. Now if there was a gap I would have just followed that van around. The same set of traffic lights again. Now the lights is on green. Check my middle right dormer signal for right. I'm watching the cars in front, just keeping a half a car length back, your tyres on tarmac. Now there's two cars in the middle at the moment. The lights are changing back to red and that car's gone through. Well, that's a bugger because I wanted to be the third car in. Okay then, so here's the lights, I'm the leading car. I'm waiting for that light changing to green. How can you anticipate this? Watch the traffic from the right and left, waiting for that, watch for them stopping, then you know your lights are going to change. Now the car in front is going to turn right also. Now I'm not really interested in that car. What I'm going to do is drive in the middle, look for my point of turn and stop a metre back, because I'm going to give way to that mini that's indicating left. So I can see the traffic's merging from the left and right, so when they stop I know my light is going to change to green. Now remember, if you're the leading car you must drive in the middle. If you sit here when the lights change to green, you will pick up a serious fault. You must follow the car in. So the light's on green, driving into the middle, looking for my point of turn and stopping about here. Now I'm not worried about that Nissan in front turn right. I can't see much, so I can see cars coming, but I haven't got a clear view of the road ahead. Now keep my eye on the backup light. There's a gap between the car, well the light's changing there now, so I'm going to have to pull out. The car in front of the white van stops and then I pull out. Okay, back at surprise, back at these traffic lights again. Now let's see if I can fit in the middle. There's two cars in front of me, I'm the third car now. Now if there's enough room I'm going to follow these two cars in. If there's not, then I'm going to sit back at the white line. How are you going to know if there's enough room? Well, it all depends how far these two cars in front go into the middle. They might go right in, that means there's enough room for you. If they don't, then you're not sure, just sit back at the white line. So we've got two cars in front here, I'm the third car. If I think there's enough room, then I'm going to follow these two cars into the middle. If the lights change when we're in the middle, I'm going to follow these two cars out at the same time. So there's the lights on green. I'm not just going to drive through here, I'm going to check my gaps. So the two cars is moving in. Now I'm at the white line now, there's not enough room there, so I've got to sit at the white line. Now the cars is moving out, the lights are still on green, so I'm pulling in the middle. So there was the third car and there was not enough room to pull in, so I just sat back at the white line. Had the cars gone further in, then I would have gone in if there was enough room. Now there's an oncoming car, check my right door mirror, lights on green, big gap light changing to red, and off I go around. So, if you're the third car and there's enough room to get that car in, follow it in. But a big tip here, when the lights change, follow them two cars out. Now, if there's not enough room and you're the third car, sit back at the white line. If the cars in front move out, make sure that light's still on green before you go into the middle.